Hello, everyone! I'm Kungfufruitcup and welcome to Out of Bounds. I'm assuming things are all good, so hey, it's nice to have you here this evening.
Nice to be here.
Everything's fine.
Yeah, everything's cool.
Yes,
Cool.
everything's cool. So, let me talk about the show, and then I want to talk with my lovely guest here. All right, sweet, everything's good. So if you are new to Out of Bounds, this is a show that's all about glitches. We love explaining, breaking down glitches. It's kind of like a glitch showcase or exhibition. Maybe you would see it on a main stage GDQ, like at this upcoming GDQ. Maybe we'd have like some kind of glitch showcase. It's like that, but like way longer, and we get to learn about all of the things that a runner can possibly fit in our showtime about a game or multiple games. Today we got one main game to focus on with our awesome runner here, Emerald, who is going to show off the glitches in Sonic Frontiers. All right, what's up, dude? Officially, what's up?
Hi, I'm doing well. I'm excited to show off the game. This game is pretty broken, and you're going to see like really early on, there is a bunch of big sequence breaks that we do like in the first like half of the run is just like a bunch of glitches back to back to back. So it's pretty sick.
Yes, I'm really excited. We talked about this like a little bit right before the show, actually. And I know that we're both wearing like our Sonic shirts and we're both so pumped. Sonic, yay. We got some cool Sonic coming up next week at GDQ. So lots to get excited about. So yeah, this game, I had a lot of fun playing this game, but I know it's got a lot to it. It's like, it's got some breaks. I'm excited for all the sequence breaks. I'm excited to hear about it. I kind of want to hear a little bit. I just like talking to runners. Okay. So, and I'm too used to doing interviews. So I like hearing like, what got you into running Sonic games before we get started?
Oh, wow. Okay. Well, I've always been a Sonic fan, like since I was young, right? Like first Sonic game was technically, okay, my first Sonic game, not a great one, Sonic Spinball on the Game Gear. Specifically, the Game Gear one's pretty rough. Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
But then like when I actually started playing like 3D Sonic games, that was Sonic Adventure 2 was my first one. So naturally, when I found out that speedrunning was a thing, that was one of the first games that I wanted to like check out to see like how the speedrun was. And then I found our friend Talon, you know, back like, I don't know, today. 2013, I think. It was like a while ago. And I saw him running Sonic Adventure 2. So that's how I ended up speedrunning that. And then kind of from there, like I just really enjoyed speedrunning Sonic games because I've always loved them. And they're, you know, they're fast and it's cool to like make a character that's fast even faster. And so I've just been kind of down that rabbit hole for a long time. And I speedrun a bunch of different Sonic games.
Including Sonic Frontiers.
Including Sonic Frontiers, yeah.
Emerald, I gotta have you on the show. You need to come on the show and do a Sonic game. Like, Talon's obviously, he was my first episode and showed off Sonic Adventure 2. Nobody's surprised here. And then did Sonic Heroes, which is cool. So I've had a couple of Sonic games on, but I was like, what do you want to do? And you're like, Frontiers.
Yeah.
Go. So
yeah, Frontiers.
I'm excited to see it happen.
I was just gonna say, I like, as like more recently, I haven't been playing as much, but when this game came out, I was nonstop playing. I was probably playing like too much. I was probably playing like upwards of like 12 hours a day.
What? Okay, that's more than I thought. That's a lot.
Yeah. Listen, I was really into it. I really liked it a lot. It's a cool game. I was
like, that just means that you are fit for the show. You are fit for being the person to come on and like talk about all this stuff. So I don't want to take any more time away from it, but yeah, if you all have any questions as we go along, feel free to ask in the chat. I can see you all here. Hello. Hi, chat. Feel free to like say hi, let us know if you're like, this was hilarious, or wait, how did that work? Or hey, you should call the YouTube bot this. Give me ideas. I always love that too. But yeah, I'll be here to like look at questions as we're going along. And yeah, Em, I'm gonna let you count down and you can take it away and get us started with the showcase.
Okay. Really quick before like just one thing I want to mention is two things here. There's like two settings that come up before we hit go. Specifically, we're picking normal difficulty, and that has to do with something with like, you know, setting up like they add like balloons and stuff that get in our way to make the game easier for certain people. So like that they can climb up towers easier, stuff like that. So we want to be on normal to get rid of those balloons, but still like have it still be fast on the lower difficulty. And then we're going to pick high speed style because of course, right?
Why wouldn't you do that? It's a speed run.
Yeah. And it makes it adjusts the settings in the game so that like you have more control over Sonic, but it is like still high speed, whereas action is like, it slows him down so that people who aren't as good at platformers can like play with them easier. But anyways,
gotcha.
I'll do the countdown right now. So in 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, so the first thing that we're gonna do here is we're gonna load into a cyberspace stage, which is like kind of the more traditional thing that you would see like in a Sonic game. It's just like go from one end of the stage to the other. In this one specifically, we don't have to worry about completing all the missions, but we will later. So right away, you're going to see I actually have like a power boost thing that we can unlock that via completing the cyberspace challenge, and it makes Sonic have a faster boost in these stages. So you're going to see me just kind of doing like a slope jump here and a bounce. And then this glitch right here is pretty important to like all of the game. It has many names. It is a name. It's kind of controversial. Yeah, it's a dash. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to homing attack and then cancel it with a boost. But I can do it in like any direction. So here, wait. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go here. I'm going to do like this. And I can transfer. Yeah, I can transfer that with like a jump and keep all that speed. And that allows me to like skip a bunch of different things. Yeah. And then also just a small little thing here, sidestepping in cyberspace stages, like up against like walls and into dash panels helps us keep our speed a little better.
And you dashed right to the edge of that.
Yeah.
You didn't even touch the end goal and it still counted.
Yep. Yeah, it's a really, really big hitbox there.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, so
keep in mind for those watching that like M's not always going to be going super fast. Like the reason why we have the showcase is so we can take time to like stop and explain things so you can like really learn how it goes, because especially Sonic games are really, really fast. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah. And sometimes I will just have to straight up stop because like there is just a lot to explain. But here, now we're in the second main part of the game, which is the open zone. This is like the thing that like Sonic Frontiers is known for. So we have like a tutorial section here that we are going to completely skip. Now the game has like a few different like triggers of things that we need to like do to complete the progress. We're gonna get some skill points here because we need them to level up some skills. You can use the same tech that you used in cyberspace. It's just less strong in open zone. So like I can transfer this speed into a sidestep and I keep all my speed and I can like zoom around like that. So now these groups of enemies are here. I have to kill them, but I have to leave one alive. So I'm going to collect the XP and then I'm going to die. And what this is going to do is this is an unintentional thing that was left in the game that was actually later patched out. I'm actually playing on a down patch version of the game. But now I have the ability to unlock Psyloop, which normally you wouldn't get the ability to unlock this until you go over there and fight like the ninja boss that's over there. And like do like solve like one little puzzle and stuff like that. So we get Psyloop early, and while being in combat here, I'm gonna be Psylooping for rings. While we're in combat, you can only Psyloop rings, so it's like really helpful as opposed to like if you're outside of combat, there's other things that you can grab, like other things that'll spawn, like other resources, collectibles, things like that.
You want to get max rings because it makes you go faster, right?
Yes. So, okay, wow. This is a lot to explain right here. So,
It's okay.
Yeah. So, getting max rings gives us the blue boost, which is power boost, which lets us be at a speed that's like pretty equivalent to being at like max speed. You'll notice one of the things about this game is that there's like stats like in the corner, and the speed stat is like, we don't mess with that at all. We don't collect the Cocos to like level up because it's really slow. But luckily for us, like getting power boost is really easy and it still makes us insanely fast.
Right.
We have power boost.
You want to keep your ring point low then because of that? Because you want to get to boost as fast as possible? Or
So luckily for us, like when you have power boost, you keep it throughout the game until you get hit. Like when you load between like different islands and stuff too, you keep it. You don't have to like get it back. So we basically Psyloop for rings once, and ideally we never have to do it again.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Because we don't really get hit too much, and then like you'll see in the boss fights, like we lose rings naturally as Supersonic, but we don't lose them from getting hit.
Gotcha. Okay.
Okay, so here we're doing a skip. There is the ninja over there. We're not going to fight him. We're just going to completely go past him by climbing on some of the geometry here. And if I can get a good enough boost, which this looks good.
What? Whoa.
I get a trick launch, and I can land up here. So this is
nothing.
Yeah, there's a big invisible ceiling here that I can just like, there's a door down there that I'm supposed to open. That's actually where we're supposed to unlock Psyloop, is that gate right here. And you just run around this area. It's a little bit weird to navigate, and because I like did it slow, it feels weird. But we go around here, and then like there's supposed to be like a tutorial that teaches you about enemies, and there's another cyberspace stage down there that we're supposed to play. But what we're gonna do is actually we're gonna line up Sonic with a part of the cliff here. And we're just going to boost off the side here. And I'm going to do a boost jump to clear an invisible wall that's right there.
Oh, wow.
Roll jump and I skipped waiting for if you played this game normally, you have to wait like a minute for a bridge to spawn here in a cutscene that's unskippable.
Oh, wow.
So we just get to skip all of that.
Wow.
And now we're like,
question.
Yeah, sure, go for it.
When you were running in that first part, sorry, just before we get too far away from it.
Yeah.
You were running in the first part, you were doing it alongside with the actual, like, ground. Like, the ceiling looked like it was, like, would you say the hitboxes for the ceiling lines up with the topography of the ground?
Yes.
Like, if you ran over the ocean, would you fall in, or?
So if you were to, like, start running Sonic, like, towards the water, the invisible ceiling that's there goes away. So
okay, so you would fall in.
Yeah, you would fall in. So you have to be pretty careful when you're like navigating on the top part of that like area there. And there's also like where the cliffside is, like on the more inner part over there. It's like it like juts up higher so that there's like almost like walls there. So like the invisible ceiling will like make walls come up where like the higher part of the elevation is. So we're kind of like navigating around it, but it's not too big of a deal because if you run into the wall, it doesn't like push you down or anything. So yeah, so this we effectively skipped the tutorial, but now this puts the game in a weird state because now there are certain things that are not going to change. So like the weather is not going to change, the time of day is not going to change because of the tutorial. Also, for the rest of the game, actually, this basically makes it so that normally when you kill enemies, you would be able to get other resources like portal gears and stuff, which helps us like open like cyberspace ages and stuff. But now because we're skipping the tutorial, it puts the like, for some reason, I guess they just didn't want you to collect portal gears and stuff from the enemies and stuff. So I think that state just lingers from the tutorial. And what we're doing right now is I'm now doing an XP route to get a very important skill that is going to really break this game heavily. And it's going to let us skip basically the entirety of this first island.
Yes, because your high jump is not enough.
What are the names? Oh yeah, I didn't even get to that. So there's like Magnet Dash. It's also called the Gritty. It's also called Homing Dash was another one. That's I think technically the quote unquote official name of it from Sega. But we named it first because they had like a speed strats video where they like showed off different speedrunning things. And that was actually one of the things that they showed off, which was really neat.
That's actually really cool that they embrace that.
So, again, there is a lot here, so I apologize for stopping so much. Oh, wow, I actually ran out of...
Don't. You're good. This is the show. This is what the show is.
I actually lost some XP somewhere, so I'm going to go get some extra that's, like, off to the side here. But I need it to unlock a skill that I get. I'm trying to remember actually where the backup is at, because normally you would reset this. I think there's some over here. There's like a box. Yeah, there we go. So those blue things are for XP, and I want to get to level 10 so I can unlock Stomp. So Stomp is the thing that really breaks this game. So we're going to go, basically, we're going to skip over collecting all the Chaos Emeralds and doing all that. There's a few different ways to get into the boss arena for this area. So one of the first ones is with this trick called Hedgehog Space Program. We need enemies. We need these enemies here so that we can have like a lock-on thing. And so that when Sonic, see how Sonic like goes above the enemy? He like kind of goes up there really quickly. But what we can do with that is we can cancel it. And if I get it, it's pretty frame tight.
What? Whoa, what combo are you doing again to make it go up with this enemy lock? Like, how are you getting up that high?
So I do just a side step. Like, it doesn't matter what direction. And then that will allow you to do the stomp that goes above his head. Because if I just press B, Sonic is just going to, like, he's going to, like, slide or he's going to, like, crouch. So you need to do that to get the stomp. And then you're just canceling the stomp with a boost. And it's just like a tap boost. But it's pretty difficult. This is the old way we used to do it. We don't do it this way anymore just because it's pretty... look at this.
Whoa! Okay, so we get to do multiple versions of this.
Yeah, so look at just like the crazy amount of height you can get. Also, you can stall in the air forever, by the way. There is just... Yeah, you can... When you hold parry in this game, you just don't drop any height. And it's going to run out here soon.
What?
But when it does, you don't lose... Like, you lose the tiniest bit of height. Like, there, I lost it, but then I just, like, redo it. And I...
What on earth? I didn't know you could just stay
yeah,
in the
you could just stay up here forever. So the old way that we used to get over, I'm not going to do it yet because if I get trapped in there, I won't be able to make it out. That crater there is where the boss is. And we have a way to spawn him, and I'll show that when we get there. But I want to show a couple more ways that we get over. So this is the old way we used to do it. That input to get the Hedgehog space program, it's pretty tight. It's like, we used to think it was like frame perfect. We're pretty sure it's just like maybe like a couple frames in like a 60 FPS game. So it's kind of tight to hit the inputs for it. But that's the old way. This is the fastest way I'm going to show now, where we use an enemy that's airborne. And instead of using the HSP, the Hedgehog space program, we're going to show a variation of it. So to get up to the enemies that are up there, that spinning guy, we're going to do a slide launch, which is this. If you do like a... I can just actually... Yeah, I'm going to go down and show it again. It's like you just do a boost and a slide on a slope. And you can cancel... It'll put you like in a trick launch state, which is like where he has the sparkles. You see like... You can like do like different like tricks in the air, and it gives you like XP.
You're doing Tony
yeah. He's doing like kickflips and stuff. So you can like get into that state and on a slope, and then you can like transfer it upwards like this to get like a really easy launch without like having an enemy nearby.
Cool.
And this is going to be used in like a few different spots. It's kind of a niche thing, but it's really, really helpful. So I'm going to go up here to these enemies.
Because you need what, the right type of slope?
Yeah, you need the right type of slope. And it just like, you need like a reason to go up, basically, because like we very rarely need to like go up like this. But this enemy right here is the guy we need. So I'm gonna do a variation of Hedgehog space program. This is slingshot. So it's effectively the same. Okay. It's just the start is different. So what I'm gonna do is the gritty tech that I showed earlier, which is I homing attack and then boost away. And then if I do it right, I have to position myself well because it doesn't work if Sonic loses sight of the lock-on. If I do it right, he'll launch up into the air kind of similarly, but it's like effectively an easier input to hit because you don't have to hit it like frame perfectly. Although this slide launch is kind of finicky because of like the terrain here. Sonic likes to get caught on it. So...
At the very top of it,
also, one other thing I meant to mention is Sonic actually can't climb if he doesn't complete the tutorial.
Oh,
yeah, so,
no!
Like, I cannot, even if I wanted to like just climb, because I'm sure some people were thinking like, why doesn't he just climb to get up there rather than and do this like slide launch thing? Well, it's because he can't climb. Luckily, though, he gets his ability to climb back as soon as we start the boss fight in this area. So...
Okay, because it's like you had the flag goes where you had to have completed the tutorial, I guess.
So let's see if I can do this again. There we go. So this is like...
Whoa!
I went the wrong direction, but you get the idea. Same way. If
you need to go toward that pit over there,
The goal is to get over there, but this is like the fastest variation of getting over there. It's like the way that you would do it in a run. It's pretty difficult to do and to do quickly, and it's like this is a really heavy reset game because of that. But there is, so we're going to actually show off another slingshot here. I'm just going to launch myself over back in this direction. This is the easiest way to get into the arena, and I'm actually just going to go in there now. All you have to do is find these platforms specifically. There's only a few spots in the game where they exist. But if you do a stomp, and as soon as you land, you hold A. So I'm going to do that. Oh, a little early. Okay, I messed it up. Luckily, if that happens, I can just like run away and go back, and it puts like the platform down. Let's do that again. Sonic goes straight up into the air.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah, there's so many launches. And this is definitely the easiest way to get over. And this is a very tall invisible wall that I have to clear. So we need to get like this kind of height to make it into the arena.
High. So that was found, I guess, the most recently since it's easiest.
Yes. It's basically a lot of these like different ways of figuring out how to get in here.
Which one do you use?
I actually prefer that one. It only loses like 6 seconds to the fastest one, and it's way easier to do. So it's a lot better for getting like runs started.
And the second one you showed us was the fastest?
Yes, the second one is the fastest. Okay, so now we're in the Giganto's arena, and he's not here. Giganto is the name of the Titan that's supposed to spawn here. So it's like, okay, like, how do I get him to spawn? Well, if very conveniently for us, the developers left a little patch of grass over here. So I'm going to try to turn the camera so you can see him. He just spawns in.
What? You just hit the patch of grass and it just spawns
you just
him?
hit the trigger, the debug trigger that's there, and it spawns Giganto in. Now, normally when it like does the like cutscene, like after you've done all the things that you're supposed to do, it'll like put you on that spot when you load into this area. But they just left it as like something that you could touch like right away. So we haven't collected any of the Chaos Emeralds. We haven't done anything, but this is the 7th one. It's on top of his head. And we just collect it, and we go supersonic. And now we're in the boss fight.
It's just, you just hit the flag. That's amazing.
So,
I love this song, by the way.
When this song played for the first time when I was playing this game, I lost my mind. I could not believe that they put this in a Sonic game.
I was like, why are they going so hard? They're going so hard right now. It's a great map on Beat Saber.
Oh, I'm sure it's so fun on Beat Saber, yeah.
That's rough.
Okay, so I'm going to do this fight kind of fast. One of the things you might not know is you can side-loop the boss. So you... Okay.
I did not know that.
He's being annoying. Maybe he doesn't want to be side-looped today. It's
okay, I want to see it.
Here, we'll do that so that he actually stops. And you go under his chin and knock him up into the air. And while he's in the air, like this side-loop, look at how much damage we're doing. I have not leveled up damage at all. I can just spam stomp on his head. And I'm doing a very particular combo amount here and knocking him back to the ground in an effort to skip an attack that he'll do in the next phase.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, so we knock him into phase 2 here. We can't actually knock his health down anymore anyway, so it actually works out. We'll just knock him down.
Right, because you have to, it has to swap phases. Oh, bummer.
That's the big saddest. That's like the saddest part about the speedrun is all the songs get cut short. So if I did this right, he won't do a laser attack, and he didn't. So we're gonna knock him back up in the air, parry this attack because he always does it, and then we're just gonna stomp until he almost is out of health. And doing a stomp at the end is slow. So what we're gonna do is Phantom Rush right here, so that way it goes into the cutscene quicker.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it does like a weird slowdown animation when he does like the stomp for the last hit. So you have to like kind of wait a second or like maybe even hit him again sometimes. So that's just the best way to get through the fight. And that was Chronos Island. We didn't do anything. We just kind of broke out of the tutorial and then went straight to Giganto, beat him up, and now we're into the next section.
Okay. So I have a few questions. One, are we ever doing more levels?
Yes, definitely. Definitely.
Okay.
There's going to be a lot more later on.
Two, how do you get the highest rank on that one stupid early level that nobody could get when the game first came out? Did they ever fix that?
I'm almost positive. Don't quote me on this because I'm not 100% sure. I'm pretty sure that they adjusted the time in a later update to make it an easier S rank to get.
Because it was impossible for anybody who was trying to play good casually.
Yeah.
I was the only one I didn't get an S rank on. It's the only thing. And I was like, I'm just gotta move on.
It was insanely difficult. And I think that they like honestly had something kind of magical there because it made people want to like keep playing the level like over and over and over again. It's like, oh, I gotta get this S rank. And I almost wonder if they did that on purpose because they wanted people to get used to cyberspace, because Sonic feels a lot different in cyberspace than he does in open zone. So it's like, it's a hard thing to get used to. But you're definitely not alone. There's so many people who just like never really got the S rank on that level. It was so hard.
Right.
It took me, I think I sat down like for an hour the first day, just nonstop playing it and like trying to figure out like, I at that point knew the speedrunning tech though. So I was like using speedrunning tech with it as well.
Yeah. Right. Which, I mean, that makes sense. Obviously. So silly.
Okay. So we're on the next island. This is Ares Island. This is going to be a sort of similar story. We are going to play a cyberspace stage again. We do actually have to get a Chaos Emerald, and we also have to collect these things. These are the memory tokens. We have to have a certain amount just so that we can talk to Knuckles and progress the story. We're going to use this conveniently placed enemy, and we're going to launch ourselves all the way over here because this is where our first cyberspace stage is. And conveniently, there is a portal gear on the ground. And what these do is these open the cyberspace stages for us. And so we just get this one on the way here, get these memory tokens, and now we're going to go into another cyberspace stage.
Nice. And there's the little babies. Oh my god, they have hats on
Yeah.
too.
So I have the birthday like DLC on for Sonic.
Gotcha.
It was like a free update that everybody got, but like it puts little party hats on little guys.
I like how much his decor or his hat looks like the one. I don't know. It reminds me of the murder of Sonic the Hedgehog.
Yeah, it does. I love that game so much.
Oh, it's so good.
I love it so much. I actually did have the record in that game very briefly.
Oh my gosh, I didn't realize that. That's amazing.
Visual novels are interesting speedruns, you know, lots of mashing through text.
Lots of mashing.
But it was fun. It was a fun little bit because I mean that game was just amazing. So
I should go for trash can percent.
You'd go for what percent?
My favorite part of the game. I should go for like trash can.
Oh,
percent.
true. Yeah. Like clicking all the trash cans and stuff in the game.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway.
So this is the first cyberspace stage. I'm actually gonna restart here, where we have to complete all of the missions. I'm gonna go kind of quick, but so what that entails is getting all the red rings, as well as a certain ring count to like complete the level, beat the stage in a certain amount of time. So hopefully the game is gonna be nice to me. Good. I'm taking this kind of careful, and I want to show this off. No, I can't. Unlucky. Actually, no, I want to go back and show that off. There's a really cool launch that you can do there to just go straight to the end. I actually don't even go for it in runs because it's pretty risky. And like I said, this game is really reset heavy. And it saves like a little bit of time, but if you mess it up, you have to play the stage all over again, so.
Yeah, but this is a showcase, so you can do it.
Okay. Oh, I almost made it.
Oh, you got part of it.
Yeah, I got part of it. Ideally, you make it to the top, but there's this one that we can do to like skip across and get this last ring. Oh, nice. Here.
Oh, cool. Wow, that was it already.
Yeah, it's a really fast stage. All of the cyberspace stages that we like route into the game, they're meaningful because they're really short, but also because like they're easy to complete all the missions in a short time as well, because we need all of the, if you complete all the challenges, you get 4 keys plus like a couple or a few bonus keys. So like I got extra keys for like completing everything. So now I have 7.
Oh, nice.
So what I'm going to do here is actually it's faster to just map warp because I have to go back. So map warping is literally just going to the map, picking another island, going back, and then you'll spawn at like the start. So it's going to put me right back at the beginning.
Oh, at the beginning of the...
Yeah. And so one of the things you're going to notice me doing a little bit too is, oh my goodness, I've never stomped that far away.
Oh, it's never happened before.
That's never happened before, yeah. You're going to notice, well, this is good. I can show this off. The sidestepping movement. So the reason why we do this is because it conserves our speed. It can even increase our speed when we're going like downwards on slopes as well as hitting speed pads. But we don't have to waste, like we don't have to do this, which I don't know how many, I'm sure a lot of you guys know about infinite boost, where you draw an infinity symbol on the ground and then you have infinite side loop.
Yeah.
Or infinite boost. But we just barely use boost at all, and we just do this sidestepping thing everywhere. It can be kind of like challenging to move Sonic around like that, but it is definitely the best way. Because when you go upwards on slopes, normally if you like boost up a slope, you don't go as fast. But if you sidestep up a slope, you like keep all of that, keep all the speed, and it doesn't affect it. So you're gonna see me sidestepping basically everywhere. We're gonna be setting up a glitch here. There is multiple variations of doing this. I am unable to do the hardest one, but I do have one like version of it to show off. So we're gonna collect some resources here. I'm going to start a fight with that Guardian over there. I'm gonna free Knuckles, and while I'm freeing Knuckles, I'm going to run in the cutscene because like starting the fight and like talking to Knuckles allows me to like run around in the cutscene, and I'm gonna run over to that guy over there. Because what happens is it pulls up a little title card, and it's gonna like interrupt, like Knuckles is supposed to give me a move here, and it's gonna interrupt that. So we're gonna be able to move when normally we wouldn't be able to.
You still get the move he gives you?
Yes, you still get the move he gives you. And we're gonna get into a chase sequence with the main Titan of this area. And we're gonna do something that allows us to skip some of that. So I gotta initiate the fight with Shark right here. The camera's gonna flip on me. I gotta be ready for that. Turn it around. And then I'm gonna guide Sonic over to the side. Hopefully I did this right. And yep, I did. So there's the move. And There's the Strider title card.
And then that starts.
And now, if I were
right
to press a face button, it would advance into a cutscene. But what I'm gonna do is before that, I'm gonna put Sonic off the cliff here, and it's gonna skip this cutscene because I die in the cutscene.
Oh, great! So that you're just skipping that, so now you can go on.
Yes, and so right now I just got a crazy boost here that you're normally not supposed to get, like a speed boost there. Like I'm zooming through this right now. This is like an automated section that like your speed is locked, but by doing that glitch there, you can like go through this faster. What?
This is the boss of this area, right? You're just seeing him early, or is
yeah? So like every island has a chase sequence. We got to skip the one that was in Kronos. So this is the chase sequence of this one where like you get introduced to the Titan for the first time and he like chases after you and you have to run away. This is gonna be in
way ahead.
What's up?
But you were like way ahead.
Yeah. Like the music is just getting started and now it's like looping to the end because it's already over. There is a skip here that, like I said, I can't perform. There was an older variation of it that used to work. Now it's a really precise setup where you can, at the very beginning of this sequence, get launched into the air, and basically you jump to the trigger that's at the end. So you just completely skip the running section in total. But at least that we like the way that I showed is like a faster way of like keeping speed. You have to like hold up on the analog stick and down on the camera, boost, and then as soon as you like see Sonic, you start like hear the boost, you like press sidestep, and that's what gives the speed boost there in that section.
Right. Gotcha. Also, who's that girl? It was the first time we saw her, but she said final warning.
Yeah. Don't worry about her. She's not a big deal. We'll see more of her later.
You have 2 babies.
Let's see.
The best.
So okay. As a result of the trick that we just did, where like I died during the cutscene, you might keen eyes might be able to tell. It might be hard to tell. The game is in 30 FPS now, and that is going to be like a temporary thing that's going to be adjusted, but we're going to keep it for the rest of this island because it's going to help us with a glitch later on.
Okay.
So
less frames to nail a trick.
Yeah. Well, actually, we don't know why it works, but it's got to do with the portal gear duplication.
Okay.
But we'll talk about that when it comes up. So right now what we're going to do is something similar to what we did in Kronos, where we're going to take this guy. And actually, I should explain this. One of the things that we can do with these enemies is we can side-loop them into the air to give us a better angle. Because the way that the slingshot works is it's based off of like Sonic's position in relation to the enemy.
So if they're up in the air, you can go even higher.
Yeah, so like think about it as like if you were pulling back a slingshot and like the base of it was aimed higher. The enemy is the base of the slingshot and Sonic is the rock that gets pulled back. So yeah, basically we're putting him at a better angle so that we can get a better angle on the slingshot if he will lock on. We got a Sonic, please. I'll back up actually because I might accidentally kill that enemy. Let's go back. We side loop him. That'll work. And then we can launch straight into this arena. And this time, there is no invisible wall. But everything that we did was important. We needed to get the thing from Knuckles, and we needed to advance the story by getting the blue emerald so that Wyvern is flying around Ares Island.
Right, it needs to actually be flying.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
So very similarly, though, to Giganto, this is the last time that this will happen. But there is a trigger over here to where when I step on it, he spawns in over there. And so now we're in the sequence as if we collected all the Chaos Emeralds again.
And that's tricky to find that.
Yeah,
Oh, right, you can climb that.
Yes, I can climb now. One of the other things I can do is that like hopscotch thing. Actually, I'll show that again. So now that we have the ability to climb, if you do just like a boost and jump at the like a rolling input, like boost jump, boost jump, boost jump, he does this like hopscotch thing where he like climbs a lot faster. So you can do that to climb up here. You could also, because this tower has the same kind of like slope, you could do like the slide launch too, to get up here. But I just prefer to do this because I'm better at it. And we're gonna use a launch thing to climb this tower because of course we can. It does feel weirder though because the game is in 30 FPS, so the timing of the launch is different, and it's the only time you have to do this in 30 FPS. And so he's conveniently right here.
Gotcha.
You can homing attack him early. Normally you have to like climb the tower. He has to like come down to you. You have to like homing attack him that way, but we can just like cut out the middleman and just go straight towards him. And now we're in the automated section. There's not really much to say here, unfortunately.
Okay, so then my question for you is, did you feel as bad as I did for Eggman by the end of this game?
Oh.
I've never felt so much sympathy for a villain.
Yeah, absolutely. No, that was like such like an emotional part. Like the first time I watched it or like played it like on stream, I was like trying not to tear up. I was like, oh my gosh,
Me?
this is so sad. And it's so funny.
It was they're just like high-fiving and like so excited.
They're like,
and I'm like, and Eggman's like sitting there like experiencing grief. It was very depressing.
It was very sad, and like that's like one of my favorite images in gaming, where Eggman is like staring off into like the ocean with like the meteor shower in the background, and he just like grips his fist like tight, and he's just like looking in the distance. It's such like a memorable moment for me. And yeah, like after the first string of credits, the first line Sonic says is, "Hey, that was fun." It's like, dude, come on, read the room.
Yeah. He can't. He never could.
Yeah.
It's just okay. It's part of his, I don't know. You can say it's part of his charm. But...
Okay, so now this is my favorite song in the game, is the Wyvern boss music. And this is also kind of like an automated fight where like Giganto before we could like kind of do stuff to like make it go by quicker. This we have to wait for these missiles because the only way to catch up with Wyvern is to like parry those missiles back. And the combo, we're gonna do a very specific combo here that we gotta move from Knuckles. It's the Cyclone Kick, which is the spin kick here.
Right.
So I'm just holding it, and as soon as he does the last hit, I'm doing a dodge roll and then a stomp. I have to be ready for the parry here. He always does it in the same spot. And then kind of rinse repeat here. It's just the quickest way to do damage. We don't actually want to Psyloop Wyvern in this fight because it makes it go by slower. It affects him differently than it affects the other bosses.
Yeah, and also now that you have like the Cyclone Kick, that seems like it helps.
Yeah, for sure. The moves that you get from your friends in like from like Tails and Knuckles and stuff, those are all like really good moves. So like we're gonna get another move from Tails in the next island that is also really helpful for boss fights. So yeah, this is like a pretty similar thing. We're just gonna kind of sit in the corner. Sitting in the corner, just sometimes these missiles are random. You can kind of like manip where they go a little bit, but sometimes you get unlucky, and like during this part here, a missile can hit you sometimes. It can mess you up.
Oh.
And then you have to do like the missile parry again, which is kind of frustrating, but
just to be careful.
Yeah, it's just being like aware, really, and like knowing that it can happen so that you're ready for the missile to come like sneak up on you. So we have to do like these quick time events here. There's actually something that they added in one of the updates that's like oh wow, I've never seen them attack here. Okay. I guess I just didn't do enough damage on one of the Cyclone Kicks or something. Because we can like that's one of the things that this combo is doing, is it's skipping some of the attacks that you would normally do.
That's cool. That's so nice. I mean, that's what happens and there's a lot of games where you can do that, where you're just like, we're just gonna do so much that they skip entire phases, or they skip big attacks, or even casually in like Paper Mario, for example, with TTYD just came out, like the remake, and I got overpowered enough where I was like, oh yeah, the boss is supposed to do this thing, but it never happened.
Yeah,
so.
You get to skip the phase. It's nice.
Right. Exactly. Exactly.
So, yeah, one of the things that they added for like accessibility in one of the updates is for this mashing part, I can press X and spin the stick at the same time, and it like mashes way quicker.
Oh, so it's like instead of mashing for people who have...
Yeah, for like people who would have trouble mashing, you can like spin the stick instead, like while like slowly pressing the X button. It's really nice, and it helps us because it's actually faster. So
that like Mario Party spinning?
Yeah, basically. I mean, but it's like it's really
no.
sensitive. Like you don't really need to do too much, which is really nice.
That's cool.
Okay, so all like, well, not all. There's still a lot of big skips to go, but this is like the section of the game where it starts to cut into like what Sonic Frontiers is kind of like more about. Like we have to, there's no way we can just like skip to the boss this time. So we actually have to collect all the Chaos Emeralds. We have to get memory tokens. We have to do a bunch of different things to progress the game.
Well, yeah, and he's like already in pain.
Yeah, you can tell. So like this in the story for this game, like every time he like defeats one of the Titans, he like absorbs some more, or well, frees his friends, I guess I should say. He like absorbs more of the corruption. So he's kind of like dealing with that. And so he's going to be gripping his head the entire time he's here on Chaos Island.
But it does not slow him down.
Yeah, no, thankfully. Oh my goodness. If it slowed him down, it'd be so frustrating.
Yeah. Well, at the very, very end, right? There's a part. I don't know. It gets really hard for him.
Yeah,
Anyway.
well, he definitely like gets to the point where like he can't do anything and his friends need to save him. But we don't really like in Rhea Island, the next island, he's like even looking worse off. But then like his friends like kind of like sacrifice their like forms to go back to being like trapped so that Sonic is uncorrupted so that Sonic can like save the day and like, you know.
Yeah.
So we have to collect these now, which are stray memory tokens, because by the end of this, I believe we need 132. But there's a lot of like set spots and stuff where they're all at. So you're going to see me doing a lot like more launching and stuff, getting up to like these stray tokens and stuff. And this is where the 30 FPS thing finally comes into effect. So in this dig spot, there's a portal gear here. And what I want you to do is look in the top left of the game. The gear is right under the rings. So we're going to collect this. And what I'm going to do is run off and stomp. And now I have 2 instead of 1. So I collected 1 there, but I got 2 because of the 30 FPS thing. And again, we don't really understand why that happens. I think it's probably just like something about like you collect it initially when you touch it. And then something about stomping lets you collect it again. In 30 FPS mainly.
Interesting. Or is this the only time we're gonna see this?
Yes,
or are you doing
this
it
is the only time we're gonna see this because unfortunately there's not a lot of other spots where it's useful. But here it's useful for us because there's the portal gears that we would normally like dig up in other areas later, like in other islands. They're like in more convenient spots to get, but here they're like so spread out that it's not really worth it, and it would be better to either dupe the gear or do like a guardian fight. But there is portal gears that we get, you know, so it's just that there's no reason to duplicate them later. So we do keep the 30 FPS bug from the skip that we did with the Wyvern chase, but it's gonna go away as soon as we enter a cyberspace stage, and we don't have to do like any extra menuing or anything like that to fix it. So we're just gonna collect a few things here, do a couple more launches. And we're going to go to our next cyberspace stage over here. Gonna get this key. And then...
Okie dokie.
Oh, it's so jagged over here. It's really... Sonic likes to bounce off of stuff.
So you need the 2... So each gear will be for each stage that you're doing.
Yeah, and some of them need more than 1. Some of them need like 2 portal gears. But again, it's like... We routed it in a way to where it's like... We play the stages that need the least amount of gears, take the least amount of time, or the best like positionally for us to go to, and all that. But this is a pretty difficult cyberspace stage. You're going to see a lot more of the gritty / mag dash / homing dash in use.
Right.
Starting right away, we skip like all that section over there. And remember, one of the things that they added actually in these updates is being able to jump out of double jump like keeps our speed, essentially. Whereas before, it did not. So we're just gonna like zoom through this. We're collecting all the red rings. We only need 20 rings, like normal rings, to get the goal. And we're gonna do a big skip here, where we go up and then cancel the height with a jump so we can go over to this pulley. And these are gonna be our last 3 rings here, and the stage is already over. And you can... And yeah, that is it. We did all the missions. I'm gonna get all the Chaos Emerald keys from this. So the using power of the gritty is crazy. It's a very like important piece of tech to this game, and it makes Sonic super crazy fast.
Love that.
Okay, so we're gonna be setting up here. We're gonna collect a few things. We're gonna go free tails because we need the. Not only do we need to progress the story by freeing tails, but we also need the move that he's gonna give us. So we're gonna go do that. He's over here, and then we're gonna be doing another pretty interesting glitch or like trick that is gonna require a lot more explanation again, but it should be fine. It should be good. It's it has to do with another one of those chases. So we have to do the chase for the night for Chaos Island, and normally it is like a really long automated section, and like Sonic can only go like a specific speed. So what we're gonna do when we get there is we're gonna actually like break out of it and do a couple things. Wow, I'm actually surprised that worked. Oh, well, I bounced off the mountain. Luckily, Sonic, he is so broken and fast that I can just clear this gap. So I can just like jump across, and it's not even that big of a deal.
So nice.
So yeah, and then we like launch up here. Gotta get these purple coins. These purple coins will be important later in the run, but for now we'll just get them as we go. I only need to collect 32 of them, so. Okay, so again, setting up here is a trick called Shield Escape Skip. So when we spawn in, there is a really big invisible box that has a top that is missing. So we can actually get out of the top if we get like a proper launch. But actually, that was the way that we used to do it with like a really difficult like trick launch thing. But we found out that if we wedge ourselves kind of like in the corner of like where the section starts and where the box is right here, it allows us to break out of this automated section here. And Squid's gonna go. Normally we'd be trapped on there and we'd have to just like run with him at that like pretty slow speed. But instead, what we're gonna do is we're gonna take the downtime because we still have to wait for him to complete the section. He's just gonna do it faster because when Sonic's not on the trail, Squid's like, oh my gosh, where's Sonic? He's like really far behind. I gotta like, or like he's far ahead. I gotta catch up to him. So then he like starts to zoom. But we still have to wait for him to actually finish out this thing. So we're gonna get this. We're gonna open this portal with the portal gear. He's zooming in the background over there.
Doing his thing.
He's doing his thing. So if I were to do what I'm about to do before he got there, the game would crash.
Oh, okay.
So we do really have to wait. So he's there now. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over here. And in this area here, kind of off like right where I'm at, like just picture right in front of Sonic, there is a huge cutscene trigger that is supposed to play after this chase. But what we're going to do is we're going to die and hit the cutscene trigger at the same time. And hopefully if this works, which I might be a little far right here. Okay, good. Good.
Okay.
He's going to skip the cutscene. It's not even going to look like anything happened. And I'm going to spawn back up here. And now...
So it's already done.
It's already done. So now I just go into the cyberspace stage and move on with my day. And it skips like a...
Amazing.
It skips like a 30-second cutscene and like... it would teleport us somewhere else normally that's kind of far away from the cyberspace stage. So it saves a lot of time to do that trick. And it's pretty precise. So, now we're in the cyberspace stage that has these things. If you played this game, you might remember this cyberspace stage because this stage is really annoying. And like having to deal with Sonic drifting.
I didn't like the drift. I did not like it.
It's bad. It's really bad. It's so hard to control him.
Is there any way to compensate for it in this level? Do you do anything else?
No, you just go over it.
Oh, okay.
You just like kind of avoid them. But what we're going to do is we're actually going to use these speed pads here and go to the side of them and build up a ton of speed with sidestep here. You can see like I'm going like way faster than normal. And that's because in cyberspace, when he is sidestepping through those panels, his speed like kind of like acts.
Oh, wow. Yeah, look at you just skipping through them.
So like we're rubbing up against the wall and stuff. I got to make sure I don't miss that red ring. And it's done.
That's awesome. Oh, that's so nice.
It makes...
It's really satisfying to be like, oh, we don't have to do this.
Luckily, okay, so one thing that is like a special thing that like not a lot of people know is that if you do accidentally hit those like drift panels, if you just let go of the stick, Sonic will take a second to like stop, but he like completely stops in his tracks. So that's like a small tip that like the game would never tell you. You'd probably never figure it out on your own. But like if it does happen, there is like a way to stop him.
Okay.
So now we're gonna start doing things out of order.
Great.
So
of course we are.
yeah, so we're supposed to like go over there, hack a computer, and then like kind of like open up that area by going like in an underground tunnel that like ends up over there. But we're just gonna, I'm sure you can imagine, just launch over there. This is a pretty
get over there really
difficult slingshot to hit, but I'm glad I hit that.
Oh
yeah.
Wow.
We're zooming, so go up here, unlock this, and we're gonna do another launch over to the side here, go to this tower and get more memory tokens. Every single one of these dig spots has 8, so it's really nice. We can get like a bunch of memory tokens really quickly, and there's a bunch of those spots everywhere. So every iteration of the different routes and stuff for this game have like worked those in.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So we have to talk to Tails here. He's just gonna unlock the computer, and then we're gonna go play a hacking mini game, which is very like out of place, I would say, in this game, but it has to be done.
I would agree. Okay, but what do you think about fishing?
I think fishing is okay because it's not something you have to do.
Yeah. Unfortunately, it gets really repetitive.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And I will talk more about fishing when we get there, because I might ruin a little bit of the magic for some people there, but we'll definitely talk about it for sure.
Oh, but you do have to
We
do
do
it?
have to do it because fishing is like a really easy way to get resources, especially on Arenos Island, where like it's difficult to get a lot of the stuff.
Remember when they did this at the end of the game?
Yeah.
Whalers.
if you play the game on hard and you get like the true ending, like I think this is their way of like preparing you for it or whatever. But I mean,
yeah,
it's pretty simple. If you guys don't know how this works, it's, you know, if there's white bullets, you shoot the white bullets and it's like a shield, and it also like blows them up. Same with the black ones. And then you get like a super, and your goal is just to be shooting the middle part as much as possible. There's not really, technically there is a strat you can do that no runner does because it's really, really hard. But if you do like mashing, there's multiple buttons that like shoot like the same like color. So what you do is like you like swipe your hand like back and forth on the controller really fast. And theoretically you can do it faster than just holding it down, but it's way harder. And if you do the mashing technique, you have to mash fast enough to shoot the bullets that are in front of you, because if you're not holding down the button, you don't get the shield, and you'll end up getting shot by the bullets that are there.
That's annoying.
Yeah, so it's like a strat that like barely saves any time, so no runner really does it.
Yeah, I think that's fair. Sometimes like things just aren't worth it,
exactly.
You know?
It's so like maybe I think maybe the world record holder might try to do it, but I have not seen if he does, because honestly, when it gets to that part in the run, I kind of just skip past it because it's like an auto scroller.
Because you're like, whatever. Yeah.
So I actually don't know if he tries it. I don't think he does though. One of the things we can do that I haven't really mentioned because I haven't really had the opportunity to is there are these like sidestep launches that you can do. If there is like if it's a flat surface, you can like boost off and get like a really nice launch off.
Didn't you do it at the beginning? No, not quite.
I don't remember, if I'm being honest. Yeah, okay. I don't remember. So if it's not flat terrain though, it's hard to get like a forward launch. You can see like he gets like angled downwards here because there's like a little lip. So if you do like a sidestep right before that, he goes way straighter because he skips over the bumpy terrain and like can go really far forward. So I just did that from that pillar over there.
That's cool. Just skipped over the gap.
Yeah, because for whatever reason too, the rocks there, like Sonic does not liking boost. Like he does not boost well over that terrain.
Right, for sure.
And I also just did it there to like get like a launch to like land up here to get the memory token and the purple coins. And now we're launching over to a portal gear.
I love how fast, like absolutely wildly far you can go with some of these enemy launches.
Yeah, it's really fun. I think like learning to do like slingshots initially is a little bit of a learning curve. Like you might not be able to do it right away. But when you do get it, oh my gosh, this game gets so fun because you just zip and zoom everywhere.
You can just go wherever you want.
Yeah.
Like whenever you want to.
Yeah.
It's super cool.
Okay, so this cyberspace stage has a unique thing that we do that isn't in the rest of the run. It's a very easy, it's actually crazy that it even works this way, but it's a very easy way to get 3D and 2D. So like a lot of this stage is in like in 2D, so we're locked in. We can't like go like up and down during these sections, but there's a spring that we can hit that'll knock us into like 3D, and we can like use that to skip a really big chunk of the stage. Like it saves like 40 seconds or something like that. Okay. And luckily for us, the route we can still get all the red rings, because now the last red ring is at the end. But all I'm gonna do is hit this spring and stomp. And now like I can go up and down.
Oh, weird.
Yeah, so like you're not really supposed to be able to do this, because like if I were to just like run off, I would die. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna run off and jump to get a good angle. Oh, well, I messed it up. But that's easy because I can just reset it. It's a really fast level anyway. If you hit that spring, it's kind of doomed, but we're going to do another like gritty there, and we're going to just like launch right to the end. So you get to see the movement here again with, we do the like magnet dash thing off the poles and stuff. So like a lot of the tricks in the open zone area, you need enemies to do, but like doing the gritties and stuff in cyberspace, you just need a lock on.
Oh, whoa.
Yeah, so you just zoom and like there's a whole spiral thing to like get to the top of this, and you just like launch yourself up to the last pole and hit the last trick ring. And again, luckily for us, there's no red rings that are in that section, so it makes the stage like super fast.
Really fast. Yeah. It's cool because you like only went, I guess, north of or backwards from like the loop you were on. But it was just enough to like throw yourself to the end of the level. That was cool.
Yeah. So the funny lore just really quick about this stage is like we actually did not think that this stage would be good. Like it's a really cool stage. We didn't think it was ever going to work in a route. And one of the speedrunners that was in our community, Gordon, he like pushed for it so much just because he loved the stage. And finally, after like several months of this game being out, there was a route that made it like worth it to like add into the run. So shout outs to Gordon. I still think that's really funny because he was just a ride or die for that stage. But anyways, back to launching everywhere. There's a really long platforming section here that you can see that going through this takes a lifetime, and like there's no way like once you get locked in it to like skip through it. So
get out of it.
It's really nice that we can just like launch up here. We're gonna collect these purple coins and get the emerald,
and then we're gonna skip it, right?
We skip it, we move on, and then we have to go play a mini game that unfortunately.
Oh, that's the end of the platforming section.
That is the end of it, yeah.
Oh, okay. I was like, so you're gonna skip it or what?
Yeah,
you
I already did with the launch, with
right.
the slingshot to get up there.
How about after the next bit? Why don't we maybe take a break?
Yeah, I'm down for that.
Get some water. Sonic needs to hydrate.
Yeah, I'm super down for that. This is actually, what we'll do here is I'll do this mini game really quick, and then we can take the break then.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, so
we're actually doing a mini game.
Yeah, we actually have to. This is like the first one we really have to do. We have to collect 600 nuts and bolts. But we have to be careful because when I do this tech here to like break the boxes faster, there's a very good chance that like if I do it too quickly, that they spawn under the platform. So you have to like, we have to go fast. I'm doing like, when I break these boxes, I just do like a boost stomp to try to get the nuts and bolts a little easier. But yeah, you gotta slow down there and make sure that they don't go away.
Oh, wow.
We're gonna do a quick thing over here. We just have to make sure we have at least 400. We can skip all this platforming section here. Just run up this area. And there's plenty of these here in this final like platform to just end the stage. So that's that.
Yep.
Super fast. And we have to do it because he gets a Chaos Emerald from this. And we can't skip out on getting the Chaos Emerald, so.
On this island. Oh man, with the sunglasses, it makes this.
I love these little dances. It's sad that we skip them most of the time.
That we like don't see most of them. Yeah.
But yeah, here's a good time for us take a little break.
Oh, look at these little guys. Look, they're just little
They're here to
guys.
support
They're so
us.
cute. Oh, they're just little dudes.
They're adorable.
Alrighty, well, we are gonna take a quick break. While we're up getting water and doing things like that, you know, we have an official GDQ Discord. And you can add the hotfix role where you can keep tabs on like upcoming events, talk with staff and showrunners, and more. So if you want to join this Discord, also it's a great place to get like updates on like our AGDQ, SGDQ events and submitting stuff and all kinds of things like that. So yeah, please join the Discord. It's pretty cool. You can do exclamation Discord in chat. And then SGDQ, I literally leave for SGDQ in 3 days.
Ooh.
In 3 days, yeah.
Exciting.
So I can get ready for pre-show. So that's going to be really, really exciting. June 30th to July 7th. I mean, gamesandquick.com. Learn more. And the website's been updated. If you all haven't seen the updated website with the new schedule that debuted at last event, it's so good. It's so good. It's got links to all the runners. It's got like the segments for all the in-between stuff. Like everything's in there. It's super cool. I would definitely go check that out. So do that while we are up and taking a break, or, you know, go get some water yourself. And we'll be back in just a couple minutes with some more Sonic. All right, everyone, we are back with more Out of Bounds. If you were just joining us, hello, I am Kungfufruitcup, and we are joined today by Emerald, who's been showing off the glitches you can find in Sonic Frontiers. And I must say, you can go further in this game than... I mean, I knew this was going to happen. Yeah. I know by now. I've had enough time with the show, watching speedrunning, to know that this would be broken in this way, but it's still so funny and so entertaining to see Sonic just launch. If you've missed that, I'm assuming we're going to see some more of that in this.
Absolutely.
So I'm excited. So yeah, Em, if you want to just give us that countdown so we can start our timer, our like timer that doesn't really matter. Let's get that going again, and then feel free to continue.
Yeah, sounds great. All right. 3, 2, 1, go. Okay. So now we just completed a mini game where we got a Chaos Emerald. We're actually going to be going to get one that's over there, that Beam of Light. And then we're going to have to play another mini game. This one will be... Oh, gosh. Okay, good. I just didn't want to get rid of that guy because I need him to launch. There we go.
That one specifically?
That one, he's just like in the best position for it.
Sure.
I could have made it work with the other guys. It just would have been a little weird, I guess.
Oh, interesting to see the launch start, because at first it looks like you're just interacting with it and then leaving it alone and doing something else.
Yep. There's very little combat that we do in this game. In fact, we don't...
I noticed.
We really don't fight any of the enemies, but we don't really need like XP or anything like that. The only time we ever need it is like at the very beginning when we need to get stomped.
Yeah, aside from like the Titans, you're kind of like a pseudo-pacifist, Sonic.
Yeah. Yeah.
Great.
So we have to watch these cutscenes that just like happen to play out once we get like advance the story far enough. And we're actually going to do a different kind of launch off of this bird. Hopefully it works. Yeah. I'm going to boost away from him like that. I stomp him into the ground and then do a slingshot off him like that. Now that is kind of a more difficult one to get. You can actually get to where the waypoint is right there all the way across. But it's really easy to lose the lock on, so I wanted to play it safe there. You have to like homing attack him like from behind, guide him into like a specific position, stomp on his head and boost away, and then that way he stays in place for the slingshot, but he eventually does disappear when he's stomped into the ground.
Gotcha.
Yeah. And then this is like, there is a skip here that I am unable to do because again, it is pretty hard.
Okay.
It is.
Tell us about it.
Basically, you would homing attack one of these enemies, jump, and then stomp. And if you line it up correctly, you can get down through like a very like small like hole path that leads you down pretty much all the way to the bottom. And it saves like, I think like 30 seconds. Because this, obviously you can tell this whole automated section like this is kind of slow.
Yeah, just the falling itself, like it takes time.
Yeah, it does. And it's not that I can't do it, but it is, like I said, a really hard trick. But we're just taking the optimal path here to like get these enemies out of our way and go to the bottom. And then this will also give us another Chaos Emerald. But this is the last one that we have to collect before we do another big glitch. That's going to save us a lot of time. A lot of time. It is a glitch that I would crown as saving Sonic Frontiers speedrunning.
Okay.
Yeah,
Ooh.
it's that big of a deal. So we do have to watch this magnificent bridge cutscene. For whatever reason, this game has an affinity for bridges, and anytime that a bridge drops like this, we just have to sit here and have an unskippable cutscene. I guess they just really wanted to make sure that you knew where the bridge was.
We did it.
We
Look at
did
that
it.
bridge.
We did the thing, and
It's a bridge.
man, I love that bridge. It's over there, and we're just not gonna use it. So let's just take this guy here, and we're gonna do what we do with slingshotting, and goodbye. Goodbye, bridge.
They're like, no, but we worked hard on all these bridges.
They did make me watch a like 30-second cutscene for it. So.
Yeah, and they tried to do another one at the beginning of the game, remember?
Yup, and we do intentionally skip that one. We gotta watch one more bridge cutscene. But that's
Okay,
it.
so you only skip 1 out of 3 bridge cutscenes.
Yeah. Okay, so that I reloaded an autosave after talking to Tails. That's very important. So what we're about to do here, actually, I'm scared of this. I don't want to take too long. I'll probably explain it after. We're gonna abuse the autosave mechanic here by breaking that box. Breaking that box is pretty important because it's gonna save our position here.
Okay.
So we're initiating the next part of the story, and I'm sure a lot of you guys remember playing pinball. This is like probably one of people's least favorite parts of this game, and it would have been insanely awful for the speedrun, because actually, let me just play a little bit of pinball and explain it. Is the fastest way to play pinball is you're actually supposed to, you have 2 lives there. The best thing to do is to get rid of those lives because it makes those red rings spawn faster, which increases the multiplier faster.
Oh, okay.
However,
But
playing with 1 life is very dangerous, and you can still randomly get a gutter ball, which could completely not even be your fault. So I'm sure you can imagine for a speedrunning scenario, not only are you just like playing this insanely risky like mini game that is not like the rest of the game, but you could also just have that happen. I didn't do anything. It's gone, and now I have to technically...
It's for that door, right? Yeah.
Yeah, it opens the door. So what
right.
I'm gonna do... Oh wait, hold on. That might actually be bad. Hold on a second. Oh no. Okay, that was actually really bad.
Happened.
Okay, I might have messed up the skip here for us to play pinball.
Great. Is there a way to fix it?
There, I might not be able to fix it, and I might actually have to play pinball. So instead of skipping pinball, it's fine. I can explain it after. Oh wait, hold on. There might be a chance. There might be a chance here. We'll see.
Okay.
It's all up to the autosave, but I have little hope here. I have little hope. Because I think because of like how the autosave, because of how the autosave is going to load. So, okay, the way that it's supposed to work, I'll just show it off real quick, is by breaking the box that was down here, it was going to save my position down here. And basically, while we were going to exit out of pinball and load back into it, and I would guide Sonic while he's off screen to be positioned over the cliff so that we do something similar to like how we did earlier, where he dies during the cutscene, but he also dies at the same time that pinball starts. So then the game is like, wait a minute, you're not supposed to be able to die in pinball. So it takes you out of pinball. And, oh wow, I can't believe I'm actually gonna have to play pinball. I haven't done this.
Yeah, because you don't reset in this show.
No resetting. I mean, the only way that I could save it right now is to reload. I have a Chaos Island save, but it's at the beginning of Chaos Island. So I would have to speedrun all through of Chaos Island again, which would take probably like 20-ish minutes. So,
oh my gosh.
Yeah.
This won't be that long.
No, it should. Okay, pinball on average, if we get a good pinball, it should take around like 2-ish minutes.
Yeah, so this is faster.
Yeah, this will definitely be better than actually like playing this out or like reloading the save.
Okay, so explain what happens when you skip it.
So basically, when you do skip it, when you die in pinball, it just like the game, because you're not supposed to be able to die in pinball, the game takes you out of pinball, and it's like, oh wow, like I guess you you have to like get the game to catch up because it gets confused. So you have to die again outside of pinball, and it then does is it advances the story flag because it's like, okay, well, you're done with pinball, it seems, because we put you in pinball, but somehow you got out of it. So we're gonna advance the story flags as if you completed pinball.
Okay, that's nice.
So then you go and die in the crater that is like right outside of this area, and it basically just takes you to the fight. But yeah, so now this is actually so funny because of like how I was talking about pinball and how I think it like saved for, because like think about having to like play this every single any percent attempt. It would just be super brutal, especially with the randomness factor that is involved, you know?
Yeah.
And I'm also playing this definitely a bit safer because again, if I was playing optimally, I'd get rid of the 1 life, but I'm too scared of the gutter ball happening and having to play pinball from the beginning.
Yeah, that's fair.
So, I forget exactly the timings. Like that position for the red ring is like the worst. There is a way you can kind of like paddle the ball into that area, but it's like pretty risky. I remember we had learned how to like do it. It's like, I don't know. You have to like do like some weird flip thing there. But we were like grinding out different strats to try to like hit that red ring that's like specifically spawned right there. And we had gotten like a strat and we were practicing it. But luckily, like I want to say like the week that we were really grinding that, somebody found pinball skip. And it was like, oh, let's go. Thank you.
Oh, good.
Okay, we're at the max multiplier now, so it should go by a lot quicker.
Sweet.
Yeah,
so you're playing pinball and Hotfix.
What's that?
So just you're playing pinball and Hotfix.
Yeah, just having a good time. We're really slowing it down right now. But this is a lot better because now I don't even have to worry about the red rings. And good, now we're good. So we just gotta get the ball to go straight up, harder than you would think. There we go.
There we go.
Freedom.
Yay! Claps in the chat.
Funny little thing about pinball skip is actually, so yes, the game kind of considers it as completed in the any percent run, but in 100% it doesn't. It actually does not like advance like the flags, and like what happens is after you complete pinball, it's supposed to make a side character conversation spawn. And if you don't complete pinball normally, that conversation doesn't happen, so you can't actually do the 100%. But anyways, we're in the night fight. There's not much to talk about at this beginning section. We just kind of wait for him to like throw his arm down. We can parry if we get hit like that and we don't take damage. It's pretty nice.
Yes.
As long as you parry before you hit the ground, you don't lose rings. So then we don't have to like charge up power boost again. So we're just gonna climb him. And we have like kind of a cheese strat for this boss as well. So this is gonna go pretty quick. We're just gonna let him dance around here. We like to joke that he's auditioning for Disney on Ice. We're gonna get behind. We're gonna get behind his shield here with a dodge roll after hitting him, and we're gonna side loop behind his shield. Now, if you don't do it like in between his shield and his head like that, it doesn't work.
Okay.
So you have to get it in a very particular spot, and same kind of deal. We just get him down to the second phase.
Similar to the first fight.
Yes. And then what's gonna happen here is he's gonna throw his shield, and it's random where this shield ends up. So we could get really lucky. He could throw it like directly at us, and we can save a bunch of time. Or we have to chase it down, try to parry it, and hit it back at him. So let's see if we get lucky. Nope. It goes the complete opposite direction. So we're going to go like this. Just hit him like that. That was a pretty nice one.
Yeah.
Side loop him again. And this time we're going to use our new move that we got, Cross Slash. And what we're going to do is just kind of spam it. And after every like...
Oh, wow.
Every like 30-ish hits or something like that, you can refresh. Yeah, and it does so much damage when he's like side looped into the air.
Wow, that's awesome.
But again, the biggest downside is we don't actually get to hear a lot of the song.
A lot of the music, I know.
Yeah.
Oh. Okay.
at least that there's like this section with like the quick time events where it does play out like the rest of the song. Well, after this one, because it shows like this whole like cutscene here is unskippable. And thankfully it is, because I think this is like one of the coolest cutscenes in any Sonic game. He like takes the sword from him and like cuts him in half. It's so sick.
I mean, I've only seen it once, so I'm looking at it again. I guess I've seen it twice.
He's picking it up. Like,
so small.
He's not even grabbing the handle. He's just like using his like, I don't know, his brain or something.
Basically telekinetic, I guess.
Yeah, I guess so. I don't know. He found some way to grab it.
I've like looked at chat for like legitimate questions, but they're just so vibing to this showcase. It's so much fun. I'm glad you all are having fun.
Yeah, and feel free if you guys do have any questions. I can try to answer them to the best of my abilities. Who can send them my way.
Dude, I say just keep vibing. No, but you actually, seriously, you can. Just getting done.
Okay, next island. This island, very short. It's all about these towers. This is supposed to be like a platforming gauntlet. You have to go through like each one of these towers. Like on the way up, there is just a ton of rails and platforms and stuff like that. But of course, we are gonna skip as much of that as humanly possible.
Right.
So we're gonna do a trick launch off the sloped tree there, just so we can get some height to like skip this beginning section. And we're gonna go up to this first enemy. And there's 2 ways that we can do the launch here. I'm going to show you the old way first. So the camera is locked here. This is actually like something that they like fixed in an update, but we can make the camera work again just by like launching off and then launching back like that. And now I can turn the camera. So that makes it helpful because then I can dodge roll into the enemy and do like the Hedgehog space program. And doing the HSP is the fastest method of climbing this tower. However, it is a like pretty close to frame perfect input. You can see it's like we zoom up here like super fast. So I'm going to show the other way though, which is a cool variation of the slingshot, which is not like super frame tight, but it looks really, really cool. It's like a mid-air slingshot. So let's get back up to him. This is like the only time I think in the game we actually do this mid-air slingshot. So what we're going to do is we're going to side loop him up into the air. Stomp. And then in midair, we're going to do the slingshot to launch us back up like here. And that is a lot easier to do than the frame. Oh, that's fine. I got scared. Good. One of the things I want to mention is that like we actually have like, if we like launch somewhere weird, we have a lot of freedom with Sonic because of like the parrying and like how we can like stall just anywhere at any time. But we can also turn the camera wherever the camera is positioned. Sonic will roll left or right in the air. So like if I'm like a little bit off and I don't have a jump, I can like roll to a platform.
Oh, nice. Okay.
And that's super helpful like in a lot of scenarios where I would otherwise like fall down or something like that. So okay, so
we're going back.
Now we're going back down here. We're going to use an enemy and we're going to go to the next tower. We're not going to climb it. We're just going to do a slingshot off of this loop here.
Wow.
And we're just going to zoom over here.
Are there any others that you have to like even start to climb, or from here on out, can you just basically slingshot to the next?
Pretty much it is like setting up for like the slingshots. Yeah. It's
gotcha.
But this island has a lot of history because there was a lot of like different routes that we used to do for like what towers, which was optimal first. And different ways of climbing each tower, but this is just like the fastest way of doing each one now. Before we did actually like, we would like boost off the first tower, go to the second tower like halfway up, and then like actually have to do the platforming. But these ones we kind of just like go to like the enemy and then like zoom to the next spot. So we're gonna use this guy here and just launch straight up.
Wow.
Roll to cancel it, and we have to kill that enemy because if you're in combat, you cannot like interact with any like main story thing. So we have to like...
Oh, it makes sense. Okay.
Yeah. So got to get Sonic out of combat, get rid of that guy. We're going to land back here, and we're going to use the same enemy, except we're going to go all the way to the end. To that one. And we can just make it all the way over here in one shot. Now, there's another slingshot here. This one is, like, really finicky because we have to land on a, like, we have to set it up and land on a platform that's kind of in an awkward spot. We'll see what I'm talking about. It's like, go here, lock on, and then land on this platform here to launch over here.
Whoa.
And during the slingshots, you have to be really careful because the camera stick is the button that you use to lock on to enemies. But if you accidentally lock on and then move the camera, you mess up the setup for the slingshot and it doesn't work anymore. So like you have to like very carefully click the analog stick and then like not move the camera when you do it, which is why landing on that platform is like really awkward.
Gotcha. Still so funny to me that like Sonic looks like he's very unwell, but then he's like, oh, he can run at full speed, no problem.
Yeah,
he's good.
Chilling. I'm so glad that it doesn't affect him though. Like,
yeah, I mean, yes, it would make it less fun.
Yeah, absolutely. So that was the last
So
tower.
goofy.
So that was Rhea Island. Very quick.
Wow. We only have like 1 or 2 more areas to do.
We have one more island, but it is like the longest island because of like how much we have to get and
Gotcha.
stuff.
Okay.
But yeah, let's see. Okay. So we're gonna go do some more item collecting here, but we're gonna go pay our friend Big the Cat a visit. We haven't.
What's happening?
Huh?
This is happening.
Yeah, it's happening. We get to go visit him. It's actually the best to visit him in this area because you get the most bang for your buck for fishing. So that's why we don't fish in the other areas. It just like it makes the most sense to do it here. So we're gonna get like a key there, and we have to like use this rail. So this is actually something I haven't even really been able to show off yet. On the rails in this game, when you boost, like look at how much distance you get. I'm not even like holding boost after that. You just like retain all of your speed from the rail, and you just kind of like zoom around. This is a very easy thing you can do like at home. Just literally just boost and jump off the rail, and you can get to some really crazy places with it. We're gonna use it to get over here.
Cool.
And start our memory token collection because we actually have to get a lot of them. We have to get a lot of these stray ones while moving through the island. So this is our friend Jellyman. He's going to be in a lot of different places.
Yeah.
And he's going to help us get to places we need to go. He's not like a very dangerous enemy or anything. He's just, you know, he's chilling.
He's around.
So we're getting some keys, getting some memory tokens. A lot of this stage or a lot of this island is less it's less glitch heavy. There's like a couple of like cool movement things that we do, but a lot of it is like just like the cool like platforming and routing that we do, like stuff like little stuff like this, like rolling out of like the springs so that we can like skip all these sections and not have to worry about them. Doing the magnet dash to get a little higher here. I was supposed to get the reticle there, but skip the rail.
That's wild. Just grabbing him.
Yep, just grabbing them. And now we're going to go visit Big.
We're doing it!
Yeah. So,
hey, buddy.
a lot of you guys might look back fondly on fishing in this game. Some of you maybe not so much because it is kind of slow. But again, it's really helpful for us. He's going to give us a free fish here. We don't have to spend any coins for it because it's like the first time we've been here. But again, because we're in the last island, we get 48 tokens for it. And what we're going to be doing is we're going to be fishing for...
That was fast.
Yeah. So I can pretty much mash A most of the time, which is why it like kind of kills the magic of it. Like I'm mashing A right here until like the red ring shows up. This part is random where you have to, oh, that's bad. That's fine though. I missed a fish and that counts towards my like, my coin count. But it'll be fine. I'm just going to miss out on a couple memory tokens. But anyways, so I can like mash A most of the time, and then I can skip the cutscene of like pulling up a fish too.
Oh, gotcha.
So, but the one thing that also ruins the magic is none of this is random. All of the fish order is always the same. It never changes. I think it eventually becomes random once you make it through the whole list. But when you're fishing up all these guys, you're gonna get the same fish every time. So it's not random. This is the random part. This part right here where they like actually like bite down. Sometimes it can take up to 20 seconds for them to actually like nibble on the line.
Gotcha.
And I see Nog in chat. He's also a runner of this game. He's telling me to cook. That is genius. Thank you. I forgot about that. So there's a thing in this game that we don't really use that often. It's the barbecue spit. And because I missed a fish here, they added this as like a Monster Hunter thing. So like
I was like, I never saw this.
Hold on. Okay. I wanted to make sure I got the timing right. You can fish for free and you can get tokens from it. So I have to cook, I believe, twice.
Okay.
And then I'll be on pace with like the missed fish. But yeah, this is supposed to be like a Monster Hunter collab thing. They added like a Monster Hunter like skin and added this like cooking mechanic to the game.
I did not see that.
Yeah.
Cool.
They added it like I think like a few months. I want to show you guys what it looks like when you spam it though. Well, some people prefer it this way. Just straight raw meat. Okay. So
not I.
13 keys and then a couple of memory tokens and then we're on our way.
Wow.
The 13 keys helps us because then we have to do less of the cyberspace stages and it's just like faster that way.
Makes sense. I love the Eggman Diaries, by the way.
Oh yeah, the Eggman memos are so good.
Memos are.
I love getting to like. I'm glad that even though like he's not really that big of a part of the game, that they found some way to like give some more Eggman background. You know.
Yeah, there's so much lore in this game. If you're actually talking to the characters and going through things, like there's a lot of lore, both in this and like Murder of Sonic the Hedgehog. Basically, in some of their more recent games, like you just get a lot.
Yeah. Oh gosh. Hold on, this jump is really weird because it's like you have to hit like there we go. Yeah, like a really particular like part of the hill there to get the slope jump.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, now we're using the rail jump and stuff and zoom in and collecting the memory tokens in the air here. Getting this. And the blue emerald.
Beautiful.
I'm trying to think. So we're going to do things a little bit out of order. So like the red one is obviously the next one that we're supposed to get. But by doing this slingshot here, we're going to be skipping over like a piece of story. There's supposed to be a bridge that spawns there to get us across to this section. Like we're not supposed to be over here yet.
Not another bridge.
Not another bridge, yeah. And eventually we do have to get that bridge to spawn. But by coming over here early, we can get the resources early. So we can get like the Chaos Emerald Key and stuff like that. So that we can spawn a later emerald that will be at that tower there earlier than we're supposed to. And it'll save us some time.
That's cool.
So we're doing some more memory token collection. This one is weird because we have to do a backwards like magnet dash there just so that we can like land up here and skip like a bunch of that platforming. Grab that memory token there.
Nice. Wow. How many more do you need?
So this island needs 190. So it's quite a lot.
Oh, right.
A
lot of them are just single.
Yeah, a lot of them are just like, we're just trying to get them from like the different like platforming sections and stuff. And we have our friend Jellyman to launch us all the way over here.
So if anybody just started watching more recently this evening and they missed the explanation earlier, can you re-explain how you're doing the slingshot?
Yeah, absolutely. I can, let me get this, and then there's some enemies down here that I can like do it off of.
Great.
Okay, so we're going here, getting these, and then let me get this dig spot just so I don't forget. The way that this like trick works is there is a thing in the skill tree that is the stomp attack, and it's very important that you have the stomp attack because like you can always stomp normally without the stomp attack, but the combat one is different. And so what we do is we find enemies like this, and in order to get the stomp attack to come out, you have to do like a dodge roll and then a stomp, and you can see that like Sonic launches above an enemy. So what we do with that is we can cancel that with a boost, and if we do it at the right timing, oh gosh, I got hit by the thing, so I don't have power boost, but if you launch it at the right time, you can get a really high launch into the air. And this version of it is a lot harder. This is Hedgehog Space Program. There we go. And you just go straight into the sky.
So good.
But this variation of it, Hedgehog Space Program, is like really only helpful in a couple of niche spots because we can only go straight up, and the only way to like move anymore is to like dodge roll and maybe like kind of like jump out of it to like keep some of that momentum. But like this is all Sonic can do in the air right now. I don't have my jump anymore. I can stomp, but like that's basically it. So what we do to make it more useful for us is we can let me charge up Power Boost again. Power Boost is just me being at max ring so I can go faster like this. We can get out of combat with these guys so that they're a little nicer to me. And I can Psy-loop them like so. And create more distance between me and the enemies, which is effectively like pulling back a slingshot. And that's why it's called slingshot, because if you picture is like Sonic is like the pebble in a slingshot and the enemy is the base, I'm pulling back like a string so that Sonic can like launch in a direction. And I keep hitting this tower here, but I can maybe I can't. Maybe these guys are just mean. But yeah, I can effectively use that to get anywhere that I need to on the island, like at any time. And it's single-handedly the most useful like piece of like tech, I guess, in this game. So then there we go. Like I can like fly all the way over there if I wanted to, and so and like go get the like different resources as quickly as I possibly can. So we're gonna go back to doing some stuff. I gotta get back up to this tower. We're doing a slide launch again, which is kind of like doing a like a boost and a slide on the ground here.
Oh, right.
Yeah, this is like one of those niche places where it's actually used, but it is pretty... I'm pretty bad at these, to be just completely real. But there we go. It takes me a few times. And like, I didn't get all the way up, but that's okay because I can like use this to get up. But it like gets you up to like these springs here, so you can like homing attack them. And just climb the rest of the way up the tower. And doing that is just a safer way of climbing the tower rather than doing Hedgehog Space Program. Just because, again, very frame-tight input for the vertical launch. So we're going to collect some stuff there. We are actually going to use these guys to launch over to a platform. Please. Thank you.
Wee.
And we land up here. Get this one. Jump over here and get that one. And now we do actually have to make our way, because like I said, in order to progress the story, we do need to watch the bridge cutscene. So I did the sidestep launch to get over here, because that's like a really jagged piece of ground. I would not have been able to just like launch over here otherwise.
Sure.
And I can sit here. So I actually have to wait for this portal gear when I dig it up. So like one of the things that we do is we just like Psy-loop in place to try to hopefully get an extra memory token from Psy-looping.
Because sometimes that will happen.
Yeah,
like that.
Like that.
Yeah.
It is random though, so we don't like to rely on it. It can lose us a lot of time if we're just like kind of sitting there and like Psy-looping and hoping and praying that we maybe get the thing, you know?
Yes.
So yeah, now we're gonna talk to Sage, because Sage is like now kind of on our side, because she's like, oh wait, we're trying to like protect Eggman now. So it's like, okay, you know what? We'll work together. We'll figure this out, because now we have a common enemy with the end. And we also get to play more hacking minigame.
Yay!
Yay! Fun gameplay.
Just have to wait through it. That's okay.
I'm sure this is exactly how hacking is like in real life. I wouldn't know, but it's gotta be one-to-one realism. And this is like, these ones are like this hacking minigame is a bit harder. Like I actually have to like pay attention in certain spots, but like the waves are the same every time. So
right, you can just kind of chill through it.
Yeah.
So what makes you choose between the light and the dark shot?
It's pretty much just based on like if like the bullets are gonna hit me. Kind of like more complicated decision making like later on is like I knew that it wouldn't have been faster for me to like shoot the bullets to like charge up the special shot. So instead what I did is I shot the opposite color so that it goes through them and just hits the guy in the back.
Yeah.
And that just like speeds it up. And then here's another bridge cutscene. Another beautiful bridge that we will never use ever.
What do you all think of bridges in chat? Is that what we should name our YouTube video for the show? Something bridges? What do we do?
I don't know. Maybe.
I love Hedgehog Space Program though.
Yeah, that is like
So
one of the funniest
good.
names ever for a trick. And it is a beautiful bridge. Like, look at the lights. It's cool.
It is a beautiful. I will give it credit. It's a very nice bridge.
Yeah, the architecture is really nice, but we're never gonna use it ever again. In fact, I have no reason, because I skipped like doing this bridge first. We have no reason to go back over to that end of the island because we already got all the resources from it. So now we're just gonna
Bye
bridge forever. I'm gonna get that guy so he's not stuck staring at the bridge forever. And we're gonna side loop our way into another memory token, which is over here in midair. And getting used to like actually slingshotting those is kind of weird. Like you get better at it the more you do it. It feels like second nature to me at this point, but like it is kind of awkward at first, getting used to like the inputs and stuff. So we're gonna get up here and we're gonna get this memory token, get this one, and now we're approaching probably the hardest cyberspace stage in the run right here. There is some really cool launch like magnet dashes that we do to like skip a lot of this level. However, the ring route that we take, if I miss a single ring, it's a problem because we finish exactly with 70 rings that we need to like complete the goal here. So any mistake that happens is pretty detrimental, which is why it's like probably the hardest cyberspace stage. I'm gonna land here, do a gritty there, boost into that, land over here. That was really close. Wow. Yeah, there's an alternate path here that has like a lot of rings, so we're gonna take those and light dash these, launch over that guy's head, jump over these, and do the side step. Yeah, I got it. Wait, yeah, I did do that one. Okay. I was like, wait a minute, did I get it?
I'm sorry, I don't want to mess you up on the hard one.
No, you're good, you're good. So then we do a really quick gritty there. That one's actually really scary.
Yeah, that's super close.
And then we boost off this rail and go under here.
Whoa, okay, I can see why this is one of the toughest ones.
Yeah.
And then you have to defeat those little Eggman dudes.
Yep.
And then, oh wow, okay.
And there we go. And that was the stage. It was like, it's still like a really short stage. It's just like, with like the different launches and like that last one that I did before like, you know, the rail to go under, you know, like that launch, if you don't do it fast enough, you bonk into the enemy super easy. And then it's just like, okay, now I have to play the whole stage again. And that's like a 30-second time loss. And you're like, oh man, here we go. The fear really starts to set in.
Yeah, seriously. So at what point do you reset in your runs currently?
Oh boy.
One stage gone wrong, or like it could be anything.
By this point in the run, it's pretty low resets, I would say, because as far as like a lot of like the big tricks, a lot of the big tricks have already kind of happened. So a lot of this is like just the movement. So as long as your movement is fine, it's good. But a lot of the big tricks early on, very, very, very easy to mess up. Like,
gotcha.
I mean, obviously you saw with the pinball skip one, I messed that one up. That would be a pretty big time loss. And I think like Chaos Island also has like the skip that we did with like escaping that section with the knight, you know, where we skip the automated section. Like that is a really easy skip to mess up. There's so many moving parts to it. So like everything before Rhea Island is pretty reset heavy, but I don't know, because Rhea is even pretty reset heavy too. It's a lot. So I'm definitely messing up this jump right now. Here, let me get this. We land on this platform here. And our goal is, again, to skip as much of this platforming as we possibly can.
Right.
Get more of the Chaos Emeralds and stuff.
How close are we now to the memory tokens, do you think?
So we have...
Did it say 110?
It's 110. We need 190.
That's right.
This section
Sorry, I
here
forgot that
is
was in
probably
the
like one
corner.
of the last big stretches of like movement into a cyberspace stage, into like it's a long section of movement and memory tokens. It's like probably people's like most favorite part of the game movement wise, but I don't know if we're thinking like break or something.
I was about to say, like, so maybe we should, if we have like a big section left, we should just take another quick break so we can get it out of the way and come back. Oh my gosh, the K-Cats. I'm sorry, I got distracted. Oh, those are so cute. Oh my gosh. Okay, anyway, yes. Yeah, let's take a really quick break and then we'll be back for the last section of the game, which M says is people's favorite sections. Also, it's beautiful here. So, yeah, so we'll be right back. Again, check out that GDQ schedule for SGDQ. Super excited for that. And anything else that we want to mention? GDQ will be at PAX West, by the way. And the schedule for that's going to release July 14th, which is going to be soon after we get back from SGDQ. And then obviously Flame Fatales is going to be August 18th to the 25th. You know, I'm involved in that. So exclamation FF if you want to learn more. But yeah, check those out and we'll be right back. Hello, everyone. We are back with our last bit of Out of Bounds this evening. This has been awesome. This is perfect view.
Yeah, I love
Sonic
this.
right now. We've been watching some Sonic Frontiers. We are getting the whole glitch showcase and breakdown from the one and only Emerald. And it's been really awesome. So we have this last chunk to go. As Em was saying, it's like really fun. Lots of just movement, collecting, etc. So count us down. Take it away. Let's have some fun.
Absolutely. Okay. 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, so we're gonna launch off of this little shrine there. It's a little bit faster to just launch directly off the platform. And like I said, this is, or like Fu said, we're just gonna be doing a bunch of like collecting here, getting these last like bits of like memory tokens. But it's like some of the coolest movement in the game. We're just gonna be kind of like zipping back and forth, getting as many of these memory tokens as possible. I'm actually gonna try to not really slow down during these parts, and we're just gonna try to get what we can. So we get 2 strays there. We go back up here. The game's nice to me. Get that one. And then we're going to go up here, and we're going to do a nice little slope jump. If you know Sonic games, you know slope jumps are really important in all sorts of games, 2Ds and 3D. And we're just going to zoom over here and get this. And actually, one of the things that we're going to avoid here is there's like a little like cutscene trigger that would like force Sonic to stop and like do some dialogue. But if we like take a very all we did there was just like walk around it, but we have to be very careful not to like walk in front of it. Grab this here.
Nice. Wow.
This game is so stylish with like stuff like rail jumps and stuff like that.
Right. Just being able to like quickly get off of like out of the loop, because sometimes it wants to stick you in like the pseudo 2D platforming sections.
Yeah, that's like a really big thing that is like you just have to feel out when you're getting used to this game, is like knowing where those are and doing your best to avoid them.
Slingshot.
Slingshot. Oh, landed a little bit higher than I wanted, but I just need to get there. Get that.
Like in that one.
Another slope jump to make it up here. Skip a bunch of platforming again.
Oh my gosh,
the amount of freedom that you get with a lot of this movement is pretty insane. Okay, hold on. Come on, memory token. Go around here. Get a chaos
magnet a bit to you.
This is supposed to be like a puzzle thing that you do, but nope, just go around the door.
Why wouldn't you go around?
There's these climbable walls here that are on like these areas that are like you can climb them, but climbing is always slow. Your climbing speed increases when you increase your like stats. I think it's your speed stat. I think it increases. But again, we don't level up any of the stats in this game because that's slow.
Right. Yeah, you don't level up any.
No, not at all. And luckily, you know, with the way that the damage works in this game, we can still do an insane amount of damage to the bosses and stuff without leveling up at all.
Yeah, you mentioned at the beginning, like, you don't really level up much stuff, but you meant nothing. You meant you level up nothing.
No, yeah, that's what I meant. Yeah. I should have been more clear. It just, because, like, I think we did used to, like, maybe level up some. I think we used to, like, debate routing in, like, leveling up power, if it would, like, even be worth it. Because the way that you, like, level that up is by getting seeds of power, which are in, like, I think in some areas it's in, like, set locations.
Sure.
But it's too out of the way, and it doesn't save enough time for it to be like.
I also didn't want to
reasonable.
get rid of any Cocos. I didn't like getting rid of them. So
Yeah.
I didn't level up some of my stuff because I just wanted them with me.
Yeah, you gotta have the
Somebody
whole...
wants to know how you don't run into trees. How do you not run into trees?
Oh,
when
okay.
you're doing
That is like a... Basically, sidestepping allows us to like avoid that. Sonic like brushes up against them when he sidesteps rather than like running directly into them. And like, see, you can see it with like a wall here. Like if I were to do it like that, but like sidestepping, like if I'm at an angle, he keeps going.
Oh, yeah. I see.
Yeah, so that works in the open zone too. So this stage is the last cyberspace stage, but it's also like the fastest one. This originally was thought to not be able to like do all of the missions at one time. Like we didn't think we could get all of the Chaos Emerald keys in one go here, but there was a runner named Sukimos who found a route where we can like get all of them, and it's a pretty impressive route here because this S rank is really tight.
Yeah.
I
remember this one.
Yeah, this one is like really frustrating casually, but it's 15 rings. We got the 15, got all the red rings, and look at how like tight this S rank is. It's 30 seconds.
Yeah.
This is like the closest one that we like. This is like the hardest time one, I would say, in the game while still trying to like get all the missions. So yeah, we zoomed through that. And like I said, last cyberspace stage. So we have a little bit more memory token collection here, and then we're going to be making our way to the last hacking section and then the last boss fight as well.
Nice.
Okay, so we got to get this. Oh, well, that one's tricky to get because you want to avoid the trick ring. There we go. Because that just like locks you into some platforming you don't want to be in. Launch above these ones. Oh, that's fine. There's more to collect.
Like, can you get back up there? Or?
Well, there's other ones I can get. Like, I can just get that one and it's all good. And now I have all that I need because there's 8 in each spot. And so now, we're going to do a really long slingshot. Let's see if I can do this one. It's a little low. But that's okay. Because I can live this and just go back to this guy over here.
Oh, right. And then just...
and launch my way all the way over here. Okay, so we have our last hacking mini game, thankfully. I hope
more hacking.
I hope you're excited because it's more of the same. This one's actually like this one. I mean, they do ramp up in difficulty as you like progress. So this one is actually harder. But again, same pattern every time. So it's like as long as you're paying attention, you're good. There is like some maneuvering that we have to do. Like I can't just like sit in one spot and like be safe.
Sure.
But it's pretty cut and dry. Wait here, alternate left and right there with the different like shot colors because then it just makes them all go away before they get to me. So I'm actually intentionally stalling here a bit so that I can try to skip one of the phases. And then,
oh, interesting.
There we go.
Oh, nice. Okay, cool. Very cool.
Yeah, so like the different phases are based off of like how much damage like the middle section has. So like by stalling there and just shooting him a little extra and like delaying using the special shot, you just get to skip one of the more annoying patterns that comes up.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
So at this point in the game, all of Sonic's friends have like given themselves, they've shed their bodies or whatever again. They've gotten trapped again.
Yeah, so like Sonic basically freed them. And so like after he freed them, he took on all the corruption, and then his friends were like, Sonic, you got to be the one to do it. We can't like save the world. You have to be the one to save the world. So now you can tell he doesn't have a headache anymore.
Yep.
He's just chilling. All of his friends they're trapped again, but we have a theory, or like all the Sonic and his friends have a theory that they'll be able to like be set free once we get rid of the final boss here.
Right.
So this fight is annoying, but there is ways that we can like fight him fast. And we're gonna hope that we don't get hit by a little bit of randomness here.
Okay.
We have our cross slash here, and you can notice that like Supreme, it's kind of hard to see because it's like, you know, it's pretty bright, but he is slowed down and he's like in a hit stun there. So
Yeah.
sometimes if you don't hit him quite fast enough, he can randomly retaliate there and waste a bunch of time. But he didn't there, thankfully. So now we're into the next phase. And this one, like, for a lot of people, if they like didn't know this, I'm sure it took them a while. But you have to knock him down to a certain level of health, and then you have to break one of those like little triangle things there. So we're gonna try to stall him.
I don't remember.
Then we gotta wait because now he's swinging. Hope we don't get. We ended up. Oh, okay. Well, we ended up behind the thing, which was good. But now, see, we're gonna get tossed around.
Yeah, we're getting.
It took me forever to figure out that I was supposed to break one of those to get to this phase of the fight, but
Probably took me for a while too, yeah. I would think so. Is this game worth playing? Question in chat.
if you are a Sonic fan, you will love this game. That is my genuine opinion of it. If you're not a big Sonic fan, maybe try it on sale. It's a cool game.
I like Sonic, but I got, I grew up on more of the 3D Sonics, and I liked this game. I had fun with this game.
Yeah. I think that, like, they have a lot of, like, callbacks to older games. There's still really good character interactions. The story is hit or miss. It's a bit rushed. You can tell it's a bit rushed near the end, but there is still a story,
Right. I wish there was a bit more linearity in, like, some of the story beats that happened, and sometimes the platforming and the islands, like, ended up feeling a little repetitive after a while. But I think overall it was fun. It was still fun to just traverse.
Yeah. I think that, like, what you get out of this game is like not only like the like Sonic interactions and stuff with the characters, which is pretty cool. You also get like the Super Sonic fights. I think are like one of the coolest things in like any Sonic game ever. Those are great when you're not barreling through them like here in the speedrun.
Right.
And
great music, I agree.
Great music. I think it's one of my favorite Sonic soundtracks out of like, and I'm a huge Sonic fan. I think this has like one of the best Sonic soundtracks like ever. So definitely in like the S tier rank.
All we did was chase it out of its shell.
Yeah, for that.
But yeah, I mean, it's a very different Sonic game. So I understand why people might not be as like down for it, but this game is definitely what felt like almost like a tech demo so that they could like try stuff out and like then improve on it hopefully later on. Because that was the only thing that I really disliked was that like it felt like there wasn't a lot to find, and like you can even see in the speedrun we're just like resource collecting to advance the game, There's like they put cosmetics in the game, but there's not like a lot of cosmetics to find. Like it would have been cool to like have something like that or more secrets.
Yeah. Agreed.
Ladies first.
So anyways, we actually just finished the main final fight here, but it's not time yet because we have one last section to do. We're not doing, if you've played this game on hard, we're playing on normal, so we avoid this ending. We're not playing the long hacking minigame auto-scroller. So we're just going to have like a quick time thing, and then time is going to be on the third hit here. The third like quick time events.
Nice.
And there's our main villain, the end.
There it is. Remember that? Remember that villain, you all?
Yeah, you've seen him like plenty of times throughout the game, right?
Yeah. It just comes out of nowhere. You're like, what is happening?
Yeah. I mean, the game does kind of talk about, because, I mean, it is like a voice that like talks to you like kind of early on, but then like you don't really interact with it until like the second to last island. It's weird.
I don't really remember. Yeah.
It's like once you beat all the Titans, that's like what sets the end free. So that's why like after this fight with Supreme, you go to space to like take on the end, because it's like, oh my gosh, you set him free. Now we have to like get rid of him before he like destroys the world. Now or never.
Still not used to that Sonic voice.
Yeah, it's definitely a different tone. Lots of opinions on it. I don't mind it. And
yeah, it's okay. Fine. I like how Sage just throws him through the planet.
Yeah, he just takes Sonic she just takes Sonic and like yeets him through it.
Yep, she just eats him.
And that was Sonic Frontiers. I like this game a lot. It's a pretty cool speed game. I'd say that, like, you know, if you're interested at all in maybe learning more about the run or trying to get into it, really good community. It's smaller than it used to be. There's not as many people running it, but the community that is running it is really like passionate about the game, and are super down to help anybody get into it. So definitely check it out. Yeah, what's up?
Do you run the DLC too?
So I have ran the DLC. It has been I don't remember the route at all, but it is something I did do. A lot of the runners did it for a little bit. That run is a bit brutal though, because like those slingshots that we do, in that run you have to do variations of the slingshot that are frame perfect, like the Hedgehog space program.
Right.
So a lot of that run, you like play the different characters and they have like their own movement and stuff. But when you get to the Sonic section of that, we skip all the tower platforming by using the frame perfect slingshots, but they're like incredibly hard to hit, and like you can waste so much time playing through them, or like trying to like do them, I guess I should say. But that is also a cool run. I think Amy is the coolest character from like the new characters you can play, because you can play as Amy, Tails, and Knuckles for those who don't know. And they all have their own movesets. They all have their own skill trees, and it's free DLC. So that like if you were interested in playing this game, you do get to just have that for free and just play it. Super worth it. Super worth it. And you get the alternate ending, which is a way better ending than this one.
Oh, I didn't know that. Oh, I need to go do that. Look at them. They're all high-fiving, and they're so excited, and they're like, oh, everything's totally cool.
Yeah, everything's great. But
like right after Sage just like sacrifices herself, and then you see Eggman like going
he's so
through
defeated.
Serious trauma right here. Like knows exactly what happened.
Yeah, this right here is like one of my favorite, like, just like shots of any video game. Just to see like somebody like Eggman like feel this like type of emotion over somebody is like a very powerful thing.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that's why part of like reading his memos helps make it. Dude, it's gonna make me emotional. That's why like reading through his memos is cool, because you like read more about his relationship with Sage. It's actually really neat.
Yeah, it definitely like humanizes him a lot better.
Seriously, it's great. I had somebody say that for the Sonic Boom show, I believe, and I think they're watching this right now. They were saying that they watched some of it, thought it was bad, and then a friend of theirs said, no, you need to watch it. Like, Eggman's in on it too. They're all just hanging out. It's not like good versus evil. They're just hanging out in this instance. And then my friend went back and watched it again and said it's amazing. Because if you just act like they're all actually friends, and at the end of the day, they're just going and hanging out in the same like diner, having food or whatever, you know, like it's. I love that. I love that note.
Yeah.
But yeah, just humanizing Eggman. It's very interesting.
Yeah, I like when like, because like these characters have existed for so long, it's nice. It's refreshing to like be able to feel like there are like they are characters that you can like connect to, rather than just this like cartoonish group,
right?
You know, and I think that's like what Frontiers like set out to do, is to like have like a more emotional type story that people could relate to, rather than Sonic just, you know, doing his typical thing where he's like, you know, kind of cocky, and he's just like, yeah, I'll just save the world like I always do, and beating whatever plan Eggman's got. I
don't think they changed Sonic's personality too much in this case, because it still feels kind of like that. But everybody else kind of has a journey.
Yeah. You get to like see what's inside of their mind and stuff like that, like how they think and how they feel, as opposed to just like being a sidekick. So,
which is great.
Pretty cool.
Yeah, it's good. It was a good game. It's a good game. Well, thank you so much, Em. Okay, so as we're wrapping up here, what we want to know is where we can find you. This is your plug yourself time. So where we can find you, what you're working on, like what's coming up for you, etc. Give us the info, please.
Okay. So if you guys want to find my stream, literally it's in the title. You can just like click the name right there. There's a little follow button, and I'm sure it's like in chat and stuff too. But it's the same spelling on every platform. Do YouTube. I haven't uploaded to YouTube in a while, but been doing a lot more streaming recently, and that's because I've been playing all sorts of different games. I've been working on this game again. I derusted so that I could show it off on the show. Thank you again, by the way. Too. And I play Sonic Unleashed Any %. That's a newer run that I've learned. That has been a really challenging but fun run to get into. I speedrun Sonic Adventure 2. That is my main speed game. That is like kind of like the main thing that I play, and I'm trying to shoot for a new like minute barrier in that game by getting a 21. I'm currently like 8th place,
Nice.
I believe.
Oh
in Zero
wow.
Story.
Okay.
Very
Really
very
good.
popular speed game. Very
Been like the top 10 or 20 speedrun.com entries of like all time, I think. Still, right? It's up there.
As far as like people that like
Amount of runs submitted or amount of people or something. It's a lot.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
super high. It's got like
Yes.
hundreds of people that have like submitted over the years. It's got a very large and passionate community. That is like my favorite. That's my favorite speed game ever. I play that and Mario 64 on the side. You know, I do some stuff outside of Sonic, but yeah, if you guys are interested in more Sonic speedrunning stuff,
Yes.
I'm your guy. I'll definitely be playing the new Shadow like Sonic X
Generations,
Shadow
yeah.
Generations when that comes
Cool.
out.
Yeah.
That looks amazing. I'm super pumped to play Shadow in that. That's gonna
That'll
be
be
amazing.
cool.
So.
Our little emo boy.
Yeah, more Shadow time because like, you know, I feel like Shadow, his best performance is obviously in SA2 or like his best showing, and then like they kind of like diluted the character a bit, but this is like a kind of a return to form. They're really focusing on him and really like putting a lot of effort
that was his debut as
into making his game
well.
Cool, so
Right.
Yep.
That's awesome. Okay, cool. Well, you heard it here. You heard what he's working on, where you can find him. Please go give him a follow. I love tuning into the stream. Emma's great, and yeah, go give him some love. If I said 602, does that stand out to you at all? Is that why you're playing Mario or no? Oh, okay.
No. I know what the 602 is, but I've actually, you know what? I've never played Galaxy 2,
same,
which is a part of that, like,
right.
Those games.
That's like half of it, which is wild.
Yeah. I should hold on.
Tales
I should actually close the game. I don't know if audio's still playing, but I know that the song that plays in the second credits. Okay, cool. Sweet.
All right, you all. Well, thank you so much for being here. Thank you, Emerald, once again for joining us, showing off the glitches in Sonic Frontiers. This is awesome. This is the game I wanted to have on. So this was a great showcase. A lot of cool things happening. A lot of Hedgehog in space, which I loved, and slingshotting. It's great. That's just what Sonic does. It's perfect. So I think he'd be proud of seeing the speed run. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then you all, we do the show every other week, obviously. Next time we will be right. Yeah, a couple weeks from now, because we have SGDQ coming up, so that'll set the show back by a week. And then we'll be back shortly after. So make sure you tune back in for the next show. For us, also, if you missed out on our earlier show this evening, which is called Awfully Silly, I swallowed some spit. I love that show. It's hosted by Conception. It's awesome. It features a lot of games you'd see in like an awful block or a silly block at a mainland GDQ. It's so much fun. So if you missed that, we're actually going to be replaying both shows, this and that one, right after this. So you can just keep the stream on, watch the shows, catch up on what you missed, or if you missed the beginning of this, that will eventually come back up as well. So, and then tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern, our new shows start again, and that's for some more RNG, or random number generation. Obviously, it's randomizers and time capsule. So, more great shows. Make sure to tune back in for those too. Thank you all so much for being here this evening. I appreciate you being around for some Out of Bounds. Thank you again, Em, and we'll see you for the next one. Enjoy SGDQ coming up. Bye, everyone.